Hello, everybody. It is time for another live relationship Q&A. I am Melody Morris, a relationship expert, and I am here to answer all of your burning questions about relationships. So I'm going to get straight to today's question. What is the best way for me to prevent reacting from sadness or anger? That is an awesome question. Because a lot of times when we have experienced hurtful things in relationships, we learn to react in a certain way. And once our brain learns to react in that way to a situation that feels a certain way, then when we experience another situation that feels similar, a lot of times we'll react from that programming. So the best way to get out of reacting from an emotional place is, of course, to master our emotions. Everybody always says, what does that mean? What that means is mastering your emotions is learning, understanding that when you feel a negative emotion, there is some kind of a disconnect between who you are and who you're being. And I know that sounds kind of strange and may not be something that you completely... Sorry, my dog is chewing on a bone and he's hitting the tripod with his foot. Move over, buddy. There you go. So anyway, when we are feeling an overwhelming negative emotion, it is because we are not lined up with who we really are. So there's who we are, and then there's who we are acting like, or who we are being. And sometimes those are two very different things. All of us on a deep down level, what we really want and who we really are happy people. We are content people. And when we feel negative emotions, it's actually an indicator that we are not being who we are. So the best way to shift things when you are reacting from those negative emotions is you have to find what belief there is tied up with that emotion or tied up with that reaction that's usually from way back in the past. It's not usually the current situation at all. It's usually something, from our past. We have to figure out what the situation is and what that reaction or what that situation that we're reacting to says about us. A lot of times when we react negatively, it's actually because we're trying to defend ourselves. We are, putting up those defensive walls and saying, no, I don't like this situation. And my brain has been taught to react this way, so this is how I'm going to react to protect myself. So the best way to change that and the best way to master our emotions is by figuring out where that emotion comes from within us. So there's some kind of story, there's some kind of programming that is tied to that negative emotion that we have to change. So it's all about figuring out where that reaction's coming from and then reprogramming what's between our ears. Our brain is one of the most sophisticated learning type. It's not really a technology. It's actually more sophisticated than any technology that we have. But just like, computers can glitch and computers can get stuck and things freeze, our brains can do the same thing. We have sometimes some issues with our synapses. So we have to figure out what that belief is, what that story is, or what that program is, and we have to reprogram what's between our ears. And that is how we master our emotions, is by rewriting the story or changing the programming that's causing us to react in overly emotional ways. So if this has been helpful to you guys, make sure that you like, love, comment on, and share this video. I would be so very appreciative if you would do all of those things. Please make sure that if you are wanting more information on topics like these, make sure that you're joining my Facebook group. Check out the information on my Facebook group. I will actually put the link in the description of this video. It will be there in just a few minutes. But feel free to check out the information on my Facebook group, and if you'd like to connect with me on a deeper level, that's a really great place to do it. Plus, I've got some really awesome, fun things that are going to be coming up for my Facebook group coming in 2020, and so you'll want to stay tuned for that.